She scanned my groceries so fast, I thought I time skipped. Stepping into a German supermarket for the first time was one of the craziest experiences I ever had in my entire life. Let me cook. So a few years ago, I reacted to the differences between German supermarkets and American supermarkets, and I'm like, okay, cool. There were a few things that stood out, like the fact that a lot of the things that would typically be in the refrigerator section in American supermarkets, they're definitely on regular shelves in German supermarkets. It was kind of a shocker to me.
Oh yeah, they're not in like a refrigerator.
Yep.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
You don't need them to have
Until you open it up.
in a refrigerator. Until you open it up.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then a few other things like the fond machine that doesn't exist in American supermarkets, and the fact that you have to pay €9 to secure a grocery shopping cart. I thought that was a bit diabolical. When you put all those aspects together, I'm like, man, like what am I going to actually experience when I go to a German supermarket? I finally got to Germany in 2023 for the very first time, and with the help of a lot of good buddies of mine, they all took me to my very first German supermarket, the Rewe. And it was interesting because upon walking in, I immediately noticed how differently the shelves were stocked.
That's demonic. Look at this.
That's German efficiency.
Bro. A missing beer bottle. Even here, bro, look at...
Also like...
Bro, what the...
And also how fresh the produce was. Amongst all of that, the thing that caught my eye the most was the price points for all of the produce. Like, you can't find anything that's reasonably priced that is also healthy in the United States at all, let alone the fact that the prices in America don't even really show you what the item actually costs because the tax is included at the end, right? You have to kind of jar up some Einstein mathematical equation to get your grand total before you even get up there. So if you buy something that's 99 cents, when you look at the price tag, when you get up to the cash register, that same item, you'll be paying $1.53 because of added taxes. That's not the case in Germany, and I was really grateful for that when I walked in through the store. It was insane. But today, I wanted to kind of highlight a few things because one other thing I noticed when I walked in this grocery store is that it wasn't as big as I was thinking it was gonna be. I'm used to massive spaces in America, okay? We have warehouse-sized grocery stores when we go there, mainly because it's not just food that you shop in grocery stores for in America. It's gun ammunition, it's housing supplies, school supplies, electronics and entertainment systems. All of that is in your one-stop shop called the grocery store or supermarket in America. And it's pretty cool. The problem in Germany is that's not really a thing, but maybe that's not necessarily a problem. And that is exactly why I wanted to make this video highlighting the differences between German supermarkets and American supermarkets and which one is objectively better. So we're gonna do a few things. There's a few videos that I pulled off the internet that we're gonna be checking out today, and then I also have a little piece of information that I gathered, kind of tie my own little experience, and then you guys can kind of draw a conclusion at the end of this video. But don't forget to do one important thing. Like the video. We're gonna set a like goal for this video. 2,000 likes, but I think it's a reasonable goal. Let's go ahead and dive nose deep into this thing and see exactly what we're working with.
I never saw in grocery stores in the US, but see here in Germany.
Bread slicing machines for customers.
Yeah, a lot of videos that I've reacted to in the past definitely highlighted the bread slicing machines. Now, did I get to see that when I got to Germany and walked through the German supermarket for the first time? Yes, it was actually really cool. It looks like some construction work device applied to bread. You know what I mean? It's so cool.
It felt like a hazard at first, but now I find it so convenient. Speaking of bread, I've never seen so many different kinds. And the same goes for cheese. What I first thought was
Yo, there's so much fiber in the bread that you will 100% lose a ton of weight eating the bread from Germany versus the bread in America. One of the things I was afraid of was packing on too much fat from eating bread in America, so I limited the amount of bread that I consume, but I allowed myself to splurge in Germany, so I'm expecting to gain like 15, 20 pounds because I eat a lot, and I wound up losing 7 kilograms when I ate in Germany for a week, right? And I ate a lot. I ate a whole bunch of different types of bread. I've never seen that many types of grain and seeds and nuts inside of bread as I did when I went to Germany and kind of went through the supermarkets and stuff.
colorful toothpaste is actually tubed condiments. From tomato paste to mustard, the tubed options are quite popular here.
So I actually didn't notice that, but I wasn't looking for it. I know it was there. And I did see this. Bockwurst? Oh my God.
Oh, they have Saft Bockwurst. Was ist das denn? Ach, Bockwurst. Es ist Klingt das wie Vienna sausage? Is it Vienna sausage?
They look good, bro. They look like giant Vienna sausages. Let me know what they taste like to you guys, because I was a huge fan of Vienna sausages, and these look like Vienna sausages in a giant jar, like the same size jar that you would see pickles in.
Other new container choice, canned or jarred sausages. I'm not sure I'll ever get used to these. My favorite part of German supermarkets, though, has to be the bottle return and deposit. This should exist everywhere if you.
Yes. Oh my God. The bottle return it's so fun. It feels like a mini game, right? You collect bottles that you either find on the street or that you finish consuming, and you put them in the machine. You get a ticket back that has the amount of money that you earned based on the exchange. And it is so amazing. I loved it. I felt like a kid in a theme park or something, putting like, the bottles inside the machine. That was also one of the very first experiences I had when I traveled to Germany, and it warmed my soul. I loved it.
Ask me. And of course, the eggs and milk being outside of the refrigerated section.
I never.
Yes. Okay, I highlighted the milk, but I did not highlight the eggs. The eggs were also outside of the refrigerated section, and I thought that was really weird. I'm like, hey, yo, what the fuck? All of the pesticides and little chemicals and stuff like that they spray on the eggs in America make it so that you have to refrigerate it. But if, they're natural, straight from the farm, not really messed with eggs, then you're able to leave them out for a lot longer. Because, think about it. When chickens lay eggs, they don't got to be refrigerated, and you could eat a chicken's egg fresh, you know what I'm saying? Top 7 differences between German and American grocery stores. We have it right here, and it says number 1, German grocery stores are much smaller than those in the United States. And that's another point that we highlighted in the beginning of this video. One reason for this is because the stores only sell 1 or 2 brands of a product. The other reason is because German grocery stores only sell groceries. The Americans are used to massive one-stop shops like Target and Walmart. And that, oh my gosh, that is so true. When I go grocery shopping, I don't just think about getting food items. I think about getting other things. Maybe I'm low on cleaning supplies. Maybe I'm low on housing appliances, or maybe something broke, or I need things to repair my bedroom or kitchen or whatever. You can get all of those things in a grocery store. Maybe I'm low on ammunition. Well, the best place to get that is the grocery store. We sell guns, we sell sandwiches, and we also sell screws and screwdrivers. All right, all in the same place. I know it sounds crazy, but think about how convenient that is. Y'all are all about effectiveness and convenience. Tell me that that's not effective. That's effective. Right? You don't have to drive across the road or walk 20 miles to the next store to go get something different. What if y'all had one-stop shops? That would make everything so much more convenient. But I also think that there are going to be some points in the comments where you guys are like, well, if you have too many things to choose from, the quality of all of those things might not be the best. But if you have specialty stores, then quality of what you're getting and the price point would be far better. Number 2, the frozen food section is limited. Germans eat fresher than Americans, and freezing food is not a common practice. Because freezers in German houses are smaller than those in American homes, freezing food can be difficult, meaning more frequent trips to the grocery store or market are necessary. So it's like a double-edged sword. But I agree with Germany's method over America's. I prefer having fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh produce. And yes, while you'll have to go to the grocery store far more often, it's worth it for your system too. Like, my body digests frozen spinach badly. Like, it expels, you know what I'm trying to get at? It expels almost all the spinach I consume when it's frozen. But when it's natural, I process it far better. I keep it in my system longer. Now, another thing I want to address is the price points between grocery shopping in Germany. They are far cheaper than the price points in America. So keep that in mind. It's cheaper to buy frozen items than fresh items and whatnot. And of course, just the simple fact of German freezers are extra tiny compared to American freezers. Now, the next point here says many Germans choose to walk, bike, or take public transportation to supermarkets. But because of this, they're not able to purchase as many products when grocery shopping. So buying in bulk is less common. Most Germans make multiple trips to the supermarket in the same week. And that makes more sense. I like both ideas. I like getting everything all at once, so I don't have to keep going back. What the fuck was that? It just seems like a waste of time. All right, number 4. Most stores require that the customers purchase their food in euro. While some stores may accept credit cards, the likelihood is slim. This must be an older article because that's not true anymore. All of the grocery stores that I've been to in Germany allowed for card. And it's funny because I had cash on me every time, but they definitely almost preferred card because it makes the system go by far more quick.
The backup strat is the
shove everything in.
but in most runs I don't need it. Now while player 2 is still putting items in, the next trick is
Prepare my payment method.
paying with card gives you a few extra precious seconds to organize everything. And for the cashier, a few extra seconds of auto-scroller to relax. If there are no glitches, I won't have to repeat the payment and the game doesn't soft lock.
Now, do people pay in cash? 1,000%. But Germany right now, as of 2025, when you see this video, it is turning definitely into digital society versus a cash-based society. Now, cash does have its place, but not as much as it did even 3 years ago. Things are changing rapidly, man. It's crazy. All right, number 5. Working in Germany grocery stores isn't as exhausting as it is in the States. German markets offer less items, meaning shelving and taking inventory isn't as extensive of a process. Additionally, German cashiers are permitted to sit while ringing out customers, a concept that is unheard of in the US, where cashiers are required to stand at registers. Yeah, that's a thing. You cannot sit down at cash registers in America. You're standing the full 8 to 12 hours that you are working there, which to me, saying that out loud, it actually does sound kind of diabolical. Typically, like the cashiers that I've seen in Germany, they're chilling, bro. They're sitting down, they're scanning people's items, they're like comfortable.
And trust me, I know it sounds crazy, but if you sit down like this on the job, they're probably gonna fire you.
But then the cashiers in America seem like they're being put at gunpoint because they're like, how was your day? Like they look exhausted or uncomfy, and it just doesn't seem like a good time because it's not. Also, we have baggers in America and y'all don't have that in Germany. That was something that I had to get used to the concept of before I traveled because I reacted to a bunch of videos, and I actually prefer bagging my own groceries now. Anywhere I go, I bag my own groceries, but of course that's a normal thing in Germany, but in America it's not. That's a whole career field right there, bagging groceries. The fact of the matter is, I didn't realize how many people in Europe at least want to bag their own groceries a certain way. Number 6, 24/7 shopping is not common. Americans are used to shopping at all hours of the night and day, and even on the holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving. In Germany, grocery stores are closed on holidays and even on Sundays. Now, that's also something pretty big that I noticed. Now, I did realize that a lot of the grocery stores in Germany close around like 10 p.m. and that was refreshing because I thought they closed earlier low-key. Now, America, I will say it is way more common to have 24-hour grocery stores, but it's less common now after the pandemic. Before the pandemic, most Walmarts were 24 hours, but when the pandemic hit, Walmarts were only pretty much open until 6 p.m. for a while, and then they changed it and extended the hours to 11 p.m. And the times never really changed after that. They're no longer 24 hours like they used to, at least in a lot of locations. Not saying you can't find them anymore, but it's far less common, unfortunately. And the convenience of shopping at any time, I actually like, because, all right, I'll shop whenever it's convenient for me, and having options at odd times. And I know you guys are probably wondering, why shop at odd times, James? It doesn't make any sense. It actually does, because you don't bump into the idea of crowds. Overcrowding is not a thing when you shop in the middle of the night. Having holidays off for grocery stores, I think, is fair to the workers, but it's convenient to the customer to have the grocery store open no matter what. And typically what happens is within the workforce, right, the employees kind of work amongst themselves who is willing to work during the holidays, because as we all know, not everybody celebrates the holiday. And some people want to make an extra buck. Sometimes there's incentives for working on the holidays. So for all the people who volunteer to work during Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all those different holidays, they might get like 3 or 4 times multiplier pay boost when it comes to how much money they're making per hour. And that's huge because, as you know, inflation hit different these days. So number 7, milk is not always refrigerated. And again, that is something I talked about in the beginning of this video. Average German supermarket, discounters and rules at the checkout. Now, I'll compare this with experiences that I've had in Germany, buying stuff from the supermarket and whatnot, the culture, the food options, things of that nature. But this is coming from the DV Automax channel, so go ahead and check them out.
We're investigating the German shopping experience. What's on their shopping list? What are their supermarkets like? And is the checkout speed as deadly as it's made out to be?
It is. It is. I'll kill that right now. It absolutely is. The checkout speed is so uncomfortably fast. Like, you need to have a game plan before you even walk in the vicinity of the checkout counter. All right. When you're getting your last 3 or 4 items, when you're like going down the aisle, you need to have a strategy on how you're going to pack your items. Also, for my American people watching this, bring your own bag. Now, do they have options up there at the cash register to purchase bags to bag your groceries? 1000% they do, but it's cheaper to just bring your own bags. You know the layout of your bag. You can pack your bags mad quick and go crazy.
Like 22% of Germans, Saturday is his preferred shopping day.
That's not a lot of percentage of Germans, bruh.
The highest consumed food products in Germany are milk, butter, cheese, eggs, vegetables, bread, and meat.
Oh, and I guess that makes sense.
Better not forget the fund,
fund,
aka
yeah.
the bottles for
Oopsie. Yeah, I forgot people bring fond with them. And bro, people take fond seriously in Germany.
In Germany, there are broadly two types of supermarkets. Discounters like Lidl and Aldi, and well, regular supermarkets.
Like, if even in this scene right here, if we go and look, this right here was like a very interesting shock to me. Like in grocery stores in America, right? Like a lot of the jarred items would be refrigerated in America just because of the shelf life, whatever. I mean, obviously there's a lot of jarred items that are not like that, but it was just interesting too.
But first stop, the fond machine.
I did it wrong. I had it backwards. I went to the fond machine at the end, but I guess when you're shopping, that wouldn't make any sense because it's like you want to alleviate some of the costs of what you're buying. So if you have a whole bunch of fond to turn in, then you can put that in the machine, get your ticket. And I wonder if you could just use that ticket when it's time to purchase your grocery item. Like let's say your total is 10 euro and then you got 5 euro back in fond. Could you just give them the ticket and they reimburse you? Is that a thing? Let me know in the comments.
This is a Brotschneidermaschine, aka a bread cutting machine. A pearl of German engineering, it allows you to get perfectly sliced bread faster than you can say, I can't use a bread knife. Michael selects the thickness of his slices, 10 millimeters.
Crazy thing is, I know I just said I would cut my fingers off and then he just pulls a shield that protects your fingers from getting cut. So I just didn't know how to use the machine. It looked too intimidating. You know what I'm saying?
Skill issue.
After the basics, popular everyday purchases are cookies, savory snacks.
I will say their snacks go hard and the chocolates are delicious.
Germans also buy 230 eggs per year.
Huh? Who's counting that, bro? Who's counting that? That's so weird. What the freak? Bro, if y'all knew how many eggs I purchase every year, man, I'd be public enemy number one. At the top of every week, for the most part, I purchase 90 eggs because I eat a bunch of eggs every week, bro. I eat so much in eggs, man. Them chickens is working overtime wherever I'm located.
In countries, in Germany, self-checkout adoption is lagging. Why? 1, Germans love to pay with cash, and 2, they're protective over their personal data.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like with all things German, when it comes to checkouts, there are rules.
Here we go.
1, line up your items logically. Put hard and heavy things at the front so you can pack them first. Maximum efficiency.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, I mean, that's subjective, but that's not really subjective. That's objective. I don't do that though. I just light them up and I'm just ready to have them stuffed in a bag.
And finally, prepare to be fast.
I feel like the older cashiers go harder, bro. Like the older omas behind the cash register, bro, they be scanning your stuff like, I don't know, somebody got a gun to their head, bro.
Now, there's a lot of different things that we can definitely attest to the fact that make German supermarkets different than American supermarkets, but I think it's very important to highlight 8 major differences that make them unique in their own way. And we're gonna start with the first one, which is size matters. Now, I mentioned this before, but German supermarkets are typically a lot smaller than American supermarkets for good reason. Short, efficient, and there's not as many imports. The produce is very fresh. The price points are very low. So people go in, they go out because there isn't a culture of having to buy things in mass in Germany. Well, in America, it's very different. Our grocery stores are massive. The aisles in American grocery stores literally look like aircraft taxiways. Okay, they're huge. Moving on to our next point, which happens to be carts, bags, and deposits. Now, in Germany, we know that you'll need one of these bad boys to unlock your cart. Think of it more like renting it, but you do get this coin back eventually. As long as you return the cart, you will get your euro back. Is that the same case in America? Nah. Not really. But you know what the big difference is between America and Germany when it comes to these cart situations? You don't have situations where you have carts aimlessly roaming around the parking lot.
Why do people leave carts in the parking lots? Really? It's that close.
Oh, and bags? Oh, forget about free plastic bags in Germany. You need to bring your own. Or you can suffer a very hefty fee of whatever that costs to buy when you get up to the cash register.
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
BYOB. Bring your own bag. But that also brings us to another culture shock, which is checkout culture. Okay, the difference between checking out in Germany and checking out in America is the difference between night and day. Very different. In America, it's a lot more relaxed, I will admit. A lot more relaxed, but then a lot more tense in other aspects. So let me cook. When you're in America, you're done grocery shopping, you're ready to check out, you have your stuff in your grocery cart, you go up to the checkout line, and you're waiting in line like everybody else. But you notice the line is moving kind of slow because the cashier wants to have a conversation with everybody. Yes, if you are trying to shop in a grocery store in America, you better have your social battery on 100%, okay? Because sometimes these conversations can last between 2 minutes to 25 minutes, sometimes longer than that, and it will hold up the line. The cashiers don't be scanning the groceries that quickly. There's not really an incentive for them to, so they kind of just do it at their own pace. Now, Germany's checkout culture is very different, as we saw in the video we just reacted to. Obviously, when it comes to the checkout, you need to be prepared. You dang near need to be a superhero. Now, when I was in Germany, I got to experience that. I was in line waiting, and I had no idea how fast the cashier was scanning groceries until it was my turn to come up. She scanned my groceries so fast, I thought I time skipped. Okay, because I never remembered the few items I bought going through the scanner at all. I blinked and they were on the other side, and I'm like, oh, and the lady was yelling at me because she had been telling me for the last 30 seconds that I needed to pay either cash or card, whatever, and I didn't catch on because it was just so fast. I wasn't used to that level of speed. And on top of that, I, in my American brain, was ready for a bagger to bag my groceries, which was definitely dumb of me because I wasn't prepared to bag my own. And I did not come prepared with my own bags. So you know what that means. I had to go and select a bag that was available to buy and put my stuff in, which also took up very precious time of the other people behind me in line. But fortunately, they were very good sports about it and they all laughed with me and also at me. So there's that. And oh my God, I forgot to talk about the bread situation. Oh, how can you forget about the bread situation? The bread situation in Germany versus America is diabolical, and that is something that you can highlight when you go to any grocery store. Now, in German grocery stores, unlike American grocery stores, there are not a whole lot of options when it comes to buying items until it comes time for buying bread. There are over 1,000 different types of bread in Germany, so when you go into a grocery store and go to the bakery section, well,
The bakery is phenomenal. Like, they got like this Brotschneider and stuff like that I finally got to see in person. Insane.
you will definitely see a plethora of different options, healthy options when it comes to buying bread. And they're very affordable, something I appreciate. But if my fellow people who watch my videos that happen to primarily be from Germany travel to America, go to an American supermarket and try to purchase bread options there, bread options are borderline diabolical. And that brings me into my next point. The rules about alcohol in grocery stores? Did you know, get this, out of all the options we have in American grocery stores, we do not have alcohol in grocery stores. But it's weird that we have all of these other things and no alcohol. And then one of the first things I saw when I walked in the German grocery stores were entire sections dedicated to alcohol in supermarkets. That is insane to me. And it's probably insane to you. How can you get your gun ammunition and an entertainment system and all of these other things from a supermarket in America? Like, that don't make no sense. But in the same sense, it doesn't make any sense why you would have alcohol in a grocery store in Germany. But then after saying that out loud, it does. It's something that you can digest in your body, right? Like, I guess in Germany, a lot of the things that you are able to purchase in grocery stores for the most part are things you can actively consume in your body, or even sometimes they do have housing supplies and stuff like that as well. But it's more common to have food options. So I thought that was interesting, a little strange, because alcohol in a grocery store is not a thing, but liquor stores, you have liquor stores all over the place in America, dedicated liquor stores. Now they also have liquor stores in Germany as well, but there are also an abundance of liquor options in grocery stores. One other thing that I thought was wild is that beer is actually considered a food in Germany, man. That is insane. You'll find a lot of cases where beer and wine are actually cheaper than certain cases of bottled water in Germany, which I'm like, what? No way. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you can get any type of liquor at grocery stores in Germany, but I do know that you can buy alcohol in Germany in a grocery store in the same place that you buy regular food. And I think that in itself is pretty cool, pretty convenient. But it would also be convenient to have a lot of other purchasable options in grocery stores in Germany as well. But again, they're a lot smaller, so we run back around in this infinite circle of these points. But this next point I thought was actually pretty interesting. As it pertains to environmental focuses and stuff like that in Germany versus America and the grocery store culture, we do see that Germany dominates every single time. Let's just talk about the Fawn machine. I'm like, I get to take this little bottle and put it in this hole and get some money from it? Oh my God. I was so mind blown. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. But guess what doesn't have that? America. America doesn't have that at all. They have recycling garbage bins, and what's the incentive for recycling? Nothing. Besides you patting yourself in the back and you possibly save the planet. But I actually see a lot more times than not people putting actual trash inside of recycling bins than actually recycling, which is diabolical. And last but not least, let's talk about the specialty items that are in Germany versus America. Now, if you go grocery shopping in Germany, you'll find that you won't be able to find items like peanut butter, ranch dressing, things of the sort. Those are items you're gonna have to bring to Germany yourself. But we're not in Germany to try American things. We're here to try new and improved things in Germany. Where America really prides itself in our abundance of different types of condiments and sauces and all these other things of the sort, Germany takes very, 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 very strong pride in cheeses, breads, sausages. You'll have a lot of different specialties when it comes to that versus America. America, you won't really have a wide range of those things. When it comes to cheeses, absolutely. We do have a bunch of different types of cheeses that come from all over the world. Again, we import so much stuff, it's insane. But when it comes to bread, that's just not our thing. You know what I mean? So where we have the peanut butter, y'all got the bread. So that being said, there's some closing remarks I wanted to kind of end this video off with. When I was in a German supermarket, several German supermarkets, I noticed again, the sheer quality of the food was insane. But what really blew my mind is how cheap these things were. Food of that quality and that definitely nourishes your body in Germany from German grocery stores, like that is something that you will never be able to fathom in an American grocery store. There's a reason why our obesity rate is through the roof in America. It's just easier to live longer in Germany because of these simple factors. Again, the milk and the eggs being on the shelves in Germany to me was diabolical, but you look at the fact that the milk, the expiration date for a lot of milk in Germany is almost 6 months. 6 months in the future. That's not a thing in America, bro. Like you can buy milk in America and oh my God, they age like avocados. You buy a carton of milk and it expires in 3 days. So I do think there's a lot of things in the system of America that could change for sure, but I do think that highlighting the differences between German grocery stores and American grocery stores are always very interesting. At the end of the day, you're gonna have the time of your life in either scenario. One is gonna be a little bit more focused on getting in and getting out, and the other is gonna be more about ogling at everything and how big the dang place is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you agree with any of these points? And if you haven't hit that like button already, what are you doing?